Claflin University has been the choice of thousands of students to help them prepare for a life of success and to realize their dreams.
Claflin has an amazing reputation of preparing the workforce here in the South Carolina region and globally. We know that your experience here at Claflin will be transformational.
The university has many articulation agreements with international institutions of higher education. Consider Claflin University as your choice because the world needs visionaries.
Faith TV on INSiiGHTS Roku is INSiiGHTS' fastest growing component. When you need that spiritual uplifting, when you need to be able to rest your spirit, get that guidance, go to Faith TV, INSiiGHTS Roku.
We're off to another school year, 2020, July 1st. Tony O'Neill started as the athletic director at the Claflin University. We're here again starting the third show of the Claflin Athletics Show. And Tony, welcome back, and just tell us a little bit what it's like to be a veteran in the CIAA and having been there going on your fourth year. Tell us a little bit about what last year was like and how it sets the precedent of what you've been doing. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, Mickey, going into my fourth year, it's a new challenge for me. You know, the past few years we were, constantly building to get to the level that we feel like we need to be, and I think we're there now. And now it's time to improve on that. The last couple of years, growing pains, understanding the makeup of the CIAA and the competition level of the CIAA, and it's just getting a real feel for the competitive nature of it, and then understanding all the other ambiance that come with it. All the things that are put in place for our student athletes and all the things that are put in place for our students. So it's been great, and we're still learning. And I'd say that because when you stop learning, that's when you lose. So we're hungry, we're excited to go into this new year, and the students are coming back. Our freshmen and transfers came in this past weekend, and we weathered the storm. As you know, a lot of rain, and thank God that we didn't have as much flooding. But we're ready to rock and roll, Mickey. This past year, we were right there. We were in the hunt, and we didn't get all of the things that we were hoping to receive, but it only makes us hungrier, and we're ready to rock and roll, man. This is it, man. This is what we made of. This is the school year, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Last year again, Matisse Lee was recognized with a great honor within the conference. Dion McCullen, again, was chosen for Leadership Institute with the NCAA. Our student athletes were chosen for the Arise program. And we have, our standard with our academic achievements. And, we're moving in the right direction, and I'm happy.
Well, one of the things I want you to elaborate on is the outstanding presidential leadership that you have that continues to set the tone and bring things in for the university, the student center and all the academic. Grants. Talk about that some.
Oh, yeah. Dr. Warmack is definitely a go-getter, and we were at a breakfast this morning with career services, and one of the things that we're practicing is making sure our student athletes get the holistic approach to the university. And of course, Dr. Warmack came in and he listened. He listened to the dialogue between the athletics and the deans and the career services, and then he gave his piece at the end. But his leadership is, I mean, it's second to none, Mickey. You know, it's a true blessing to have a president that understands the overall mission of the university and athletics. You know, in a lot of places, athletics is just there to be there. And here we're a part of the culture for Claflin University. And our new student center went up last year, and November. You know, movie theater, the only movie theater in Orangeburg, South Carolina. We got some other projects coming up. You know, as you know, we renovated the gymnasium with new seating, a presidential box, upgrading the locker rooms. We're moving over to baseball now to upgrade their facilities with our partnership with Orangeburg, you know, the city of Orangeburg. And, you know, but again, all of those dynamics fall into play because our leadership is a part of the infrastructure of the community as a whole. We were just talking about the political climate and how we have a huge impact on the political climate, not just from the national level, but even on the local level. We have a huge impact of that. And that's through the guidance of the president and through his vision. So I'm blessed, man. A lot of people, you know, don't speak as highly, but I love the gentleman I work with every day and his vision for athletics. And then like he tell us, hey, you want to go get it, you know, and what I think I like, not what I think, I know I like the most is when I go in there and ask for something, I have a game plan on how to get it. And if I need some assistance from my game plan, it's there. You know, so that presidential support, the cabinet support, the university support, you know, here at Claflin has been second to none. Alumni, board of trustees. I mean, maybe we had the golf tournament. We had trustees playing in the golf tournament, you know, and political figures in our golf tournament. So, hey, all that starts from the top and trickles its way, you know, throughout the university.
And let me go back to the movie theater in Orangeburg. Now you and the missus got a date night on campus, huh?
Oh yeah, man. Well, so we opened the movie theater, and you know, we were in cabinet meeting, and we were just talking about the finances of the movie theater, and you know, the impact it would have on the community. And I just looked, and I looked at the VP for Student Affairs, and I said, "Hey, the first night, athletics." He looked at me, and said, "What did you say, AD?" I said, "I would like to rent out the whole theater for the athletic department." And we rent out the theater for our student athletes and staff and some alums, and we had popcorn and a drink, cold soda. That's what they say here. I'm from Detroit. Cold pop, and and watch King Kong, and it was beautiful, man. So, but it is another, you know, fantastic move by the president to bring something to the Orangeburg community that wasn't here.
Exactly, and it's a gorgeous facility. We were able to be there and do a live broadcast.
Oh yeah,
pause up, and man, that thing is outstanding. We've had a lot of comments about it.
yeah, and yeah, the soiree was great. You know, to kick off the golf tournament. Then we appreciate your presence there to make it live and you know to bring it live to the world. And it was a great evening. Great evening. You know, our guests showed up. You know, and just the support. You know, from you know people talk about you know, people in the community bringing back, you know, Robert Porcher, you know, he's not a graduate of Claflin University, but he was here. Dwayne Harper, Nashawn Gooder, Eric Williams, Chris Canty, James Black, you know, all of those NFL and TV stars came to Orangeburg, man, to support Claflin Athletics and Claflin University, man. And it was a phenomenal event, man. And again, I want to thank you and INSiiGHTS for, you know, bringing it live to the world for us, you know, and it helps grow us, you know, as a university. It helps tell our story.
Well, thank you. We appreciate being a part of the journey, you know, and being able to let people see what's going on at Claflin.
Oh, yeah.
Help grow the brand. We, you know, it's not many major events that INSiiGHTS misses. I mean,
Good.
we came homecoming, and
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Again, and I enjoyed homecoming because we got you. We were able to surprise you when you looked up on the video screen, and But again,
oh
we
yeah,
appreciate the work.
you got me then. You got me then. Because what you used, I only had it in one place, so I knew that you had researched it and got it. I was like with my mouth open. That's
Yeah,
that's what friendships and relationships do.
yeah,
They help each other, and we drove up and saw the line of cars and everything,
yeah.
and I was like, man, is this many people at Claflin homecoming? This thing is off the chain. And your
Without,
alumni and the love, man, it's the more I do, the more I want to do, and I want to
I
share it
appreciate
for other
that.
people to see that. I mean,
Yeah, we appreciate that, mate. We really do. We really do, bro.
well, tell me as you get going, and I appreciate it. And as you get going this year, share some of the highlights that you're looking for. I know you're a person that plans ahead, and you and your staff start working on the things that you want to achieve 2, 3, 4 years down the road. Being a small staff, extremely well organized. Just tell us some of the things that you got planned moving forward.
Well, the first thing on my agenda when I spoke to the staff, I want the all academic award for the university. And I want athletics to have the CIAA All Academic Award. I want to increase the number of academic All-Americans we have within the program, and putting forth those efforts from an academic standpoint to make sure that our student athletes have the necessary tools to be successful, continue to be successful in the classroom. We have a great deal of student athletes in the honors program, over in the STEM program, and those are very, very stringent programs, and but want to continue to increase their abilities to, be the top of the class in those programs. Last year one of the top GPAs on the campus was a part of our baseball program. So we want that first and foremost, and then we're going to move over to the athletic side. I want to be in position, compete at the highest level to give us opportunities, continue to give us opportunities to bring home CIAA championships, and then after those two, people are looking, and then I want to see that graduation rate continue to grow up. And I want to see our senior graduates, as they walk across that stage, Mick, and receive that degree, and speak about the jobs that they're obtaining and their ability now to take care of their future families or the families at hand. So it's a little different for me. Most people talk about the athletic portion first. We're good people, good players, and then the athletic piece is going to take care of itself. But my whole position is to make sure that we have the holistic approach for our student athletes, and it starts academically, and then, over to the court, the field, the diamond, and then the last thing to add to that piece is the social engagement, to make sure our students, again, that holistic approach, they're able to be a part of the different functions, the Greek life, the student government life, the just that social life on campus, that what it does is it helps us tell our story, because, our people are, they get the media attention, because we're in athletics, but to utilize that to help them grow on campus, and then help create that picture of Claflin University as a whole. And like I said, this morning's breakfast was set up from, career services, and we had all the deans in there, and how do we, better serve our students as a whole, and more importantly for me, how do we service our student athletes as a whole? So we're looking for some exciting things this year, man. Really looking forward to it.
Well, most of those things that you set your sights on, you accomplish.
I try, man.
And I really am proud of the way that you extend insights to cover your university campus.
Yeah.
That we are able to add exposure to a lot of the academic programs and the university president's programs and advancement teams, and Dr. Lyles over there
Oh
with the
yeah.
lab and things like that. And the derivative of that, and people trying to get in touch with her are relative to STEM money for student athletes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Mick.
I
Yeah.
mean, just seeing the show and not knowing who sees your show and watches it and says that sounds like something that we could do a collaborative effort with. So
Yes.
you
Yeah.
never know, as we continue to expose athletics, we're exposing the Claflin brand.
Correct.
And I love you in terms of almost everything you mentioned was built around academics.
Oh yeah, man. That's our bread and butter, mate. That's our bread and butter. We, from an athletic career, that's a short window. But that academic accomplishment, and that academic growth, that's lifetime. Athletics is just a vehicle to help you obtain those things from the academic standpoint. We utilize our skill set athletically to build our future, and get the scholarship money for the academic piece, or get the internships to go out and get jobs. And, so I understand the overall mission, man, and I love it,
Well, you mentioned something else. You talked about the political influence, and I was able to meet a legend, James Clyburn, and his name resonates nationwide. And to see the two of you at the golf tournament in an embrace and taking pictures, I mean, I always knew you were legendary status, but you and James Clyburn, I mean, that was.
Let me tell you, he has been phenomenal for the country, but let's bring it home. He's a graduate of South Carolina State, but he loves Claflin. The president and he are very good friends as well. And he supports, and like you stated, he's been a part of our golf tournament every year. Dalton Transvant and Janet Marshall, who are part of his team, are alumnus of Claflin University, and they support and what he does for the community and what his foundation does for the community with the back to school things and backpacks and books and pencils and food and the thing that I love the most is we're a part of all of that with them. Our students and our staff, we go out to support his overall efforts for the community, and again, he's right here supporting us. So it's when I was watching TV and they were just showing the presidential upcoming election and just the history of Joe Biden and what took Joe Biden over the top for his first, presidency was Jim Clyburn, and they featured that, and I'm sitting there looking like, wow. And I looked at my wife and said, babe, look, he knows who we are. Yeah, but Jim Clyburn's name it speaks for itself, but he's a phenomenal person in his foundation, and the people who work within his foundation have been real supportive of Claflin University.
Yes, and you have another one, your South Carolina State representative, Gilda Cobb Hunter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Every
Yes,
time
sir.
we send out something that we send to her, she sends it out to everybody on her constituent list. I mean, you have 2 or 3, but she has never failed to resend that information out about Claflin to
everyone. At all. And just again, just great people. And I reflect back on making a decision, first getting the opportunity to come to Claflin, and then getting here and seeing the potential here and the love that people have for the state of South Carolina and for our institutions as a whole. And it gives me chill bumps, because, it's really, people sleep on the overall growth of our state And you just don't really pay attention. You'll say Charleston and but the city of Orangeburg and Columbia, Charleston, South Carolina, most people talk about Myrtle Beach and all of that, but just the influences right here in Orangeburg is, whew. And there are a lot of phenomenal people and great people and wealthy people here in this area, and they're not stingy. They don't mind giving, Mickey, and but they want to make sure that they're giving to a great product, and we want to make sure that we continue to be that product that they want to give to.
And you have a very appreciative constituency group, and that we get a chance to meet just coming and doing the events and being at the CIAA tournament and the different activities, the love around the institution, and it's something that gets shared all the time with us.
Mhm.
And we're really proud of it. And one thing that you've done is you continue to raise the bar in terms of level of expectations.
Yeah,
You
man.
go from being the hunter to the hunted in a number of your sports.
Yeah.
And now when they see Claflin coming on campus for different events, it's like, oh yeah, we don't like them. We need to get them. That little brother, little sister narrative is gone now. You're the one they're trying to go after. How does that feel? And
Mickey, it feels good. It's for me. I think it's harder to stay in the mix than it is to get in the mix.
mm-hmm.
It's because when you're getting in the mix, people don't expect anything, and then you get there and they go like, oh, I did it. But staying in the mix,
Mm-hmm.
staying in the hunt, that's when you earn your stripes. And our goal is to always stay in the hunt. And we talked about that this morning over breakfast. We want to have that opportunity for success. And as long as we're in the hunt with that opportunity, there's a great chance that you're going to get it. Let's just talk about championships. People talk about Alabama has all the money in the world. They make their own money. Clemson they make their own money. But they're not guaranteed. South Carolina make their own money, the university, but they're not guaranteed a championship every year because it takes a lot of things to get to that point. You looked at Don, and I'm gonna give a shout out to my niece, Bree Hall, and what that team did. Last year they had the freshies who were, a phenomenal group and fell short of the national championship. And this year they come back with a new group and go undefeated. But they got all the necessary breaks that it took to get there. But they were in the hunt. They were in the hunt. And the second time around, they got it. So when most people thought there was a guaranteed championship, it wasn't there.
Right.
And then the group that they say, oh, well, you're missing this player, you're missing that player, and you can't get it done, and they go undefeated. But the biggest thing is being in the hunt. And I'm gonna give a shout out to Dawn. She does a great job, and her support of HBCUs as a whole and Claflin University is second to none. So shout out to them. Shout out to all the schools that are taking the time to reach out and support us as a whole at Claflin University and the other HBCUs.
I need you to touch on something that you've kind of touched the peripheral on, but as a former student athlete, a competitive student athlete on championship teams, how does that explain to people how that helps set your mental attitude in terms of leading your program and understanding what your players and coaches have to go through to be successful?
Yeah, I think they know me as being a former student athlete, former coach, and administrator, and I understand the framework of what we do. And I just try to make sure that I instill to them the right expectations. I was speaking to a young coach, and all that coach kept saying, "Oh, I can get you championships, and I can do this for championships and championships." And I said, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! Stop! Championships gonna come. You can't guarantee me no championship. You just can't. But what you can guarantee me is this. You're going to give our student athlete your best. You're going to give our student athletes what they need to be successful and be in the hunt. I go back to the hunt all the time. And the next thing you're going to do is have a great quality of life. You know, if your quality of life ain't good, you ain't no good. So, you know, but being a former student athlete and understanding the dynamics of that, and as a coach, understanding the dynamics, I don't go walk in with unrealistic expectations. Now, are we good enough to win? Yes. Yes. Will we compete at the highest level? Yes. Yes, we will. Will we kick the door down? Yes. But I do understand on some days, our 120% may not be enough. So guess what? We regroup and we give 120% again. But I tell you what, you keep giving 120, somebody gonna break. And when they break, all the accolades fall. These trophies that are behind me start rolling in, you know, from the competitive standpoint. And we have that same attitude in the classroom. Like I told the coaches the other day, I want to win in everything. I don't want to finish second in anything. And they looked at me and they was like, yeah, and I broke down the season last year. I broke down every sport and what happened to end the season. And they looked at me like, whoa. I said, I may not say a whole lot, but I pay attention to it all. I knew which player made which play. I knew the decision they made as a coach. I knew, you know, which referee wasn't in position to make the proper call. I'm sitting there because I'm examining everything. And when I said it, my new coaches were like, "Oh, Mr. T.O." And then the old heads were like, "Yeah, you better pay attention." And then the funny part is, they said, "If you think he bad, we're gonna go back to somebody you mentioned earlier."
Dr. Warmack.
Dr. Womack is right there with him.
All on the referees.
Yeah. So yeah, but being just that competitive nature in me, I want to win and be successful. I want to say that I want to be successful in each and everything I do, and I talk about legacy. I want my legacy to be that he was relentless. He worked hard. He understood people. He gave a great quality of life for all that were, have been around him. But he's relentless. And I tell people, I'm a teddy bear because I choose to be a teddy bear.
Mm-hmm.
But don't ever forget, I am a bear.
And there you go. That's a great way to close, but I had a couple questions I needed to ask you kind of along that line. Because you talked about the winning and things, but you have never been a win at all costs type of athletic director. That's not the way that you've constructed or want your coaches to operate. It's not win at all costs at Claflin.
No. We used to say this a lot. Never sell your soul to the devil because he will cash in. Mm-hmm. So if you think you got to win at all costs, at some point, it's going to get you. Do it the right way and be consistent. Don't look for short-term success. Look for long-term to build on your legacy success. The long-term success. That short-term, no. I was talking. It's still like, I thank God, Mickey. I've been in this business over 30 years. And I was talking to my track coach as we were walking, and he's like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "Yeah." And I've experienced a great deal. It has provided for my family. It has taught me a lot. I've been at, an HBCU the majority of my career. I did have opportunities to work at other institutions that were historical white institutions, but the majority of my career has been at HBCU. And each institution that I was at, I was lucky. No, I won't even say lucky. I was grateful to be a part of history. History, from winning in the regionals to getting to regional championships to winning national championship, as a player, and been real blessed, to have a career where I can talk about history making events, being the first African American chair of the NCAA National Bowling Committee, having a team reach the Final Four in the NCAA National Bowling Championships, one frame away from competing for a national championship, one game away. And I think part of what keeps me hungry is I remember all of it. I remember every play, my final game of my college career. I remember the crucial plays that either won the championship or lost the championship. As an administrator, I remember those crucial moments, the plays, the pitchers, the batters, the football catches, the interceptions, I remember those things, and I don't mind sharing them with our student athletes because, again, they'll go, oh, shoot, T.O., you've been there. You understand, and I'm like, yeah, I've been there. But I'm hungry, will always be hungry. And again, like you said, winning at all costs, nah, that ain't the answer. No. Don't sell your soul to the devil, but put yourself in the position to compete at the highest level and then let the chips fall where they may. You'll have more championships that way, I promise you.
And in closing, T.O., what would you like to say to your countless friends, from parents, alumni? What would you like to say to them about this season coming up? What you would like from them, and what your level of expectations may be for your program?
Yeah. Keep supporting Claflin University athletics. Keep supporting Claflin University as a whole. Keep supporting and coming out to show your love for the institution and for our student athletes. We've gone from a gymnasium that was somewhat empty, and most of that was COVID, to a house that is rocking. From volleyball to basketball, it is unreal. Softball, baseball. We had a track and field competition over at South Carolina State, and they hosted their first one in quite some time. Packed. Our student government came over in their heels. So our students have really, really, joined us and pushing and supporting and coming out in droves. We took 3 buses to the CIAA. These kids paid to come to the CIAA tournament to support Claflin University as a whole. They were at the basketball game, but not only that, they were at the cheerleading competition. They were at the Miss CIAA and Mr. CIAA. They came out in droves. So continue to pour into our student athletes, continue to pour into our students as a whole, and continue to pour into Claflin University. And one thing I can promise you is this, and you're not supposed to make a lot of promises, but I can promise you effort. I can promise you that. I can promise you that we will not sit back and wait for somebody to give us something. We're going to work our butts off to go get what we want here at Claflin University.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from Mr. Tony O'Neill, the athletic director at Claflin University. Thank you, Tony, for kicking
Man,
off.
thank you, Mick. Thank you so much again. Insight, baby. Way to go. And you keep doing what you're doing. I saw your interview the other day with Grant, and that was beautiful, just promoting the football classics and just a feature of Atlanta. You keep doing what you're doing because you're growing. You getting there, baby. You continue to get there. You're taking those steps each and every year as well. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, John, all right. Way to go, baby. Way to represent. But, again, thank you, Mick, because, again, you are allowing us to tell our story, and it's opened up a lot of doors and will continue to open up doors for us as a university. And I hope we're doing the same for you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate it so very much. And we will close this episode, but we got a year to go, ladies and gentlemen.
Here you go. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, buddy.
You are listening to Mr. King.